Hi, I'm Kevin, everyone. Long and Foster Real Estate. I am here with the one and only Mayor of Royersford, Jenna. Thank you so much for joining me today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I wanted to do this to kind of get to know you more, since I am live in Royersford and am, obviously very involved in the community. And so my first question for you is, how did you get started in public service? And can you tell me and us a little bit about you?
Yes. Oh, what a big question. I wish I could say that I was trying to trailblaze and do all the things that people write about in memoirs. But the truth is, we're still relatively new to the community. We've only lived here a little over 5 years ourselves.
Okay.
And I was working over at Ursinus College. Our careers brought us out here, and then I became a stay-at-home mom. At the time, just one, and now we have two kiddos. And um, my husband literally said, there's a Facebook post on the Royersford Borough page that they're looking for someone to fill a Parks and Recreation seat on the commission. And I said, I could do that. I could be Leslie Knope. That'd be great. So unbeknownst to me, I was able to meet with a couple of the council folks who behind the scenes were kind of chit chatting amongst themselves. I didn't know, but they knew that an election was coming up and they approached me with the opportunity. And I just thought, well, how often does this happen in somebody's
Right.
life where an
Right.
opportunity to be involved in the community in such a big way
Yeah.
would come around? And so, fortunately, we have such a great team. We have an excellent team on council. And I've just been able to learn so much through the position, make connections I never would have been, known to be possible without this opportunity, not just in Royersford, but the Spring City, the neighboring townships, the county. There are so many resources. There are so many small businesses that want to do great things. And so that's mostly a little bit about me. But those are the things that I love, the things I feel passionate about. I love working with our police, our fire, our EMS. It's just a really good gig. And fortunately, I think I'm able to use some of the things that I'm passionate about in the role. So who
That's
knew?
that's
Life is crazy.
yeah. Everything happens for a reason, right?
Sure.
Yeah, just like me, I moved here actually 5 years ago too.
Okay.
And so I've been, seeing a lot of things and change happen. And my next question is, when I first moved here, I noticed a lot of empty buildings, and recently I've seen that drastically change. Can you tell me a little bit about that and your influence on that?
So I wish I could take credit for any of that. Like I said before, it's really a team effort. And before I took office, but I remember, you might remember too, when we first moved here about 5-ish, 6-ish years ago, the council was in the middle of putting together a comprehensive plan. There hadn't been a comprehensive plan for the borough in many, many years.
Mhm.
And a lot of that had to do with surveys, what people wanted in town. Anyone can look at that comprehensive plan on our borough website. And so part of that was a lot of networking by everyone from our council president to people, other people on council, to other folks who were already invested in the community. And we sort of knew, right? It's a little chicken and egg. Folks were like, well, but there's no businesses there to have walk by traffic. It's like, well, but if you came, we would have more businesses for walk by traffic.
Right.
And we had already created a niche in the market, right? Folks have had specialty restaurants in town for years. I mean, Anna Marie's has been here for years. Giovanni's, Main Street Cafe. At the time, we had our ice cream shop that
Mhm.
now we have a Handles moving in
Mhm.
that has moved in, and so we already had a specialty little market, and we were this tiny little gem right here in the little bottom of Montgomery County. And so I think once folks really saw what a great location we are still small town charm, and we want to keep it that way. We don't want to grow into something too big. We want to remain a place that folks like you and me can walk down to Main Street and have a place that we can still feel really cozy and warm and welcome in. That's what folks are looking for. So I see my role in that as giving love to the borough and just really trying as best as I can, along with council, to really highlight all the good things that are going on here and just make connections.
Abs-
It's going to sound like an exaggeration, but this past month, I think I've had a dozen people reach out to me with, can we do this? Can we try this? What about this program? And so just connecting folks with, well, hey, this organization's doing this, or you guys could work with these folks over here and these stakeholders, and just trying to know all the people and the places to make the best connections so we can all do our best work together.
Yeah, and speaking of connections, is there any sort of group that you're aware of, like a small business group that might
Mhm.
influence people to start their own business or get more information about?
Yeah, but there's a couple great, we have so many alliances in the community. Our Royersford Business Association has been around since the 50s, and they are really instrumental in doing, pre-COVID, a lot of our big events in town, like our Halloween parade, our tree lighting, our community day. And they are connecting folks, and they do a lot of great things. They've done drives in the past for our local food shelters. They're always trying to do great things. So that's a group I would really recommend that folks connect with.
Mhm.
We do a lot of, during COVID, it's been difficult, but they've been doing a lot of social media outreach and just trying to keep our businesses, elevated in the forefront of folks on social media. Because there are a lot of great options out there. I mean, we take care of our little borough and the surrounding community, but gosh, we have so many wonderful options of small businesses just in Montgomery County. So it's and they all elevate each other. No one's really in competition. You know what I mean? They just really
Absolutely.
want to support one another, which is great. There's the Spring City Business Association that's been up and running. There's the 422 Alliance. There's the Springport Chamber of Commerce, which is an excellent organization and resource for us. They do a lot of great things. The Springford Rotary. There's the Women's Club of Royersford. Those are just a few off the top of my head that are constantly working together and just doing really good things and networking among organizations and businesses.
Absolutely. Great information. So thank you for that. As we approach into the holidays, obviously 2021 is quickly approaching. Any
Mhm.
big plans for the borough coming into the new year?
Well, yes. Off the top of my head, they've been working with sorry, my baby's crying in the background. Cost
All
of doing
good.
business. We've had our engineers and folks in our borough office, our borough manager, and folks working on different grants that they've been rock stars in getting literally millions of dollars of grants to work on our trestle bridge that we share with Spring City over there, our paths and walks along the Schuylkill, and our parks. Victory Park is going to get a major facelift at some point. They've been working on those plans. Slowly but surely, pretty surely, most of our roads in the borough since I've lived here have been redone,
Uh,
repaved, sidewalks have been redone. They're just taking a look at the infrastructure, which I think is really super important. We just have a great team that is constantly trying to move forward. And it doesn't happen all at once and it doesn't happen overnight, but having the right businesses, organizations, residents who are really invested and taking the time to say, you know what, we want a meal, let's eat here.
yeah.
Or we're looking for some gifts, let's look here instead of
Mhm.
going online or running down to the big box stores. And
Right.
so as long as those things continue to happen, I think that we're going to see some even cooler things continue to happen. And gosh, when we can start doing events again,
Yes.
all those of us who are involved in planning those, we're just sort of
Mhm.
itching like, okay, we're almost there. Come on.
No, it's so close. Like we can almost feel it, right?
Yep.
Almost here. Well, that is all I have for you. Anything else that you would like to add that might be important for people to know in the borough?
No, I think if you know Royersford, you can feel the love and the coziness and the hometown feel that we really pride ourselves on. I think there's a reason that our houses fly off the market. We're in
Mhm.
an excellent school district. We have wonderful neighbors. There's a lot of collaboration, and we're just really happy to serve everybody.
Now, when do I get the key to the city?
When do you get? I'm waiting for someone to name a sandwich after me or something. That
Okay.
that's really what you should be looking for.
Hey, I heard you had I actually saw you had a drink named after you.
Yes, the Big Easy down on Main Street, 215. Alicia put together. There's a mule out there called the Dirty Mayor Mule or something like that,
Uh-huh.
or cider. So she made a mule out of the cider. So
That's
I'm
very
so
special.
glad that I was the inspiration behind a Dirty Mayor Mule.
That's very awesome. I think that's very cool.
Yes,
That's when you know you're successful. When you have
that's right. That's when you know you've made it.
a Well, I thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me. And if you know anyone or anyone watching wants me to interview them or their business, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm totally willing and excited to really invest my time in the community and get to know more people and make connections. And it was so nice meeting you.
So
And
nice meeting you.
I hope we can meet in person someday soon.
I hope so. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yep, take care. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.